The Prelude in B flat major belong without a doubt to the genre of the toccata, in fact the improvised toccata. The piece can be considered as a warm-up and probably sounds quite close to what Bach could have improvised when he was in a rather light mood. It starts in this way. And it runs over 2 pages, but not much more than 40 seconds perhaps. It is one of the shortest preludes of the first book, and it is perhaps the only one which makes an overt display of virtuosity. And it's virtuosity that is very typical of the time. So it's a lot of scales and a lot of this pattern that you hear at the beginning. Which in fact is to some extent a violin type of figuration, except it translates very well on the piano. The runs are broken halfway through the piece by something extremely grand and rather pompous. So scales, and then this becomes a part of the piece and you get more of this. But after all this energy is spent, in fact we end the piece as if it was disappearing into thin air, really. And that's it. The fugue is amusing on 2 grounds. First of all, because of the nature of its subject. And also of its counter subject with a repeated note. But there is also a detail of construction which is not so usual. It is that past the subject, which is quite long, and the counter subject, which I just played, you have 1 or 2 other melodic elements. One of them is and in fact I can't see anything else. Once all those motifs have been exposed, there is absolutely nothing new as material in the fugue. Now you might think, well, that's normal. It is not. It is quite common in a fugue that one of the 3 voices in this case will have the subject and the other 2 will run some sort of rather free counterpoint, which is the creative part of the fugue in some ways. Here we have none of that. Every time there is a permutation so that the subject is somewhere, what you will hear is either this counter subject or this figuration, sometimes down, sometimes up, because the subject is also reversed in this one. But that is exactly all you get. So that makes it actually quite a compact piece, despite the length of the subject, which is almost as long as the subject of the A minor that we've seen yesterday. This is actually one of the shorter fugue of Book 1.